Ladies and gentlemen, just like the Green New Deal resolution, which wasn't legislation, it was just a resolution, didn't lead to any laws. It just said, well, climate change is very important and we're going to vote that it's really important. This is a resolution. Democrats are all talk, as usual. They just want to, their lives exist within hyperbole and exaggeration, endless condemnation and judgment, while they cheat Bernie Sanders, lose to President Trump, and complain that he's bringing home Americans or removing them from endless counterinsurgency conflicts. They don't want that. Their whole thing is they want, well, we can go on forever. They're not the liberals that you thought existed during Vietnam or it used to be that people on the left would want to bring home Americans. Now that's not the case. That's not the case. It used to be also that Democrats would be very weary or concerned about blaming another country for the problems of a political party. Now they just blame Russia in the most xenophobic manner, by the way, without any evidence. And then they say, well, the evidence is that the intelligence community believes something. Read the intelligence reports. I've read them endlessly on my channel, both channels. H.A. Goodman's other channel also. Check that one out. The link is below. Subscribe to H.A. Goodman's other channel. Have a great upload today on the DNC trashing, completely trying to undermine Medicare for all. You have most of the candidates now saying, well, it's Medicare for those who want it. Then Clinton can come in, which she is. She's going to run again. And then say that's yet another thing they're not serious about. But the preface here is that they're not serious about impeachment. And McConnell's calling their bluff. McConnell wants to wrap up Trump impeachment trial by Christmas, says Senate will hold trial if House votes to impeach. This is hilarious because they have nothing to impeach President Trump on. They're doing it only to pave the way for Clinton. I keep explaining this. I stated in 2017 they don't have a political party. The Democratic Party is not a political party. They cheated Bernie Sanders. They lost to President Trump. They had corrupt intelligence officials feeding the media endless nonsense about a dossier that was actually purchased by Clinton, about a CrowdStrike assessment that we have no clue is accurate. Okay, we do not know. This is a fact. We have no clue what CrowdStrike gave to the FBI or to Comey or to the United States government. We have no clue. So when it's written that it's fact the DNC was hacked at the behest of Putin because he was so afraid of Clinton, that makes no sense at all. President Obama's administration failed to veto the sale of 20% of U.S. uranium capacity to Putin. This is a fact also. Even Snopes is like, well, Clinton didn't have the authority, and, we weren't selling the uranium directly because of the Clinton Foundation, but there's one thing they admit. That Bill Clinton did meet with Vladimir Putin. That's in the Hill, the Newsweek. That is a fact. At his home, he did get $500,000 in speaking fees from a Moscow investment bank with ties to Uranium One. And it is a fact that money flowed, millions of dollars flowed into Uranium One. And it's a fact that only President Obama could have vetoed the sale. Well, if Democrats are so tough on Russia, why didn't he veto the sale? The whole thing's nonsense. The whole thing is nonsense. Democrats came in with a Russian reset. And then in 2012, President Obama told Mitt Romney the 80s want their foreign policy back. Now suddenly the cold warriors of the 80s and 50s and 60s and 70s, and they're just so tough on Russia. Now even Tulsi Gabbard is an operative for Putin. They've completely lost it. And they haven't impeached Trump because they don't have anything to impeach Trump on. The Ukraine conversation leads to Biden. The way they frame it is, well, he was going after a political opponent. Yeah, the political opponent happened to be the former vice president who was on video bragging about a potentially criminal act. It would be potentially criminal if he was doing so only for personal gain. We don't know if he was or wasn't. To say that it's nonsense to assume would be to ignore the conflicts of interest. There is a conflict of interest there. Now, all of this, so Biden's campaign, by the way, is running out of money. So check out my last segment. But here, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell on Wednesday declared that if Democratic-led House votes to impeach President Trump, the Senate will hold an impeachment trial. Quote, under the impeachment rules of the Senate will take up the matter. The Chief Justice will be in the chair, the top Republican said, noting the chamber will be expected to convene on most days during the impeachment trial. We intend to do our constitutional responsibility. Senators will not be allowed to speak, which will be good therapy for a number of them, he added. During the party lunch, McConnell also indicated to Senate Republicans that both parties wanted to proceed to move quickly. 5 people. Okay, so he thinks they're going to impeach Trump, and I've been saying they're going to impeach Trump to pave the way for Clinton. And if you look, this is interesting. They're going to, the Chief Justice will be in the chair. He thinks Democrats are the same mind. Let's not drag this out for 5 weeks. So the meeting revealed that McConnell said the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, Trump's defenders, and House managers are the only people who are permitted to speak during the trial. All right. They're not going to convict President Trump. It's a Republican Senate, and they also need 67 senators, 2/3 of the Senate. So they're not going to impeach around 2/3. They're not going to impeach. No, 2/3 of the Senate. Yeah, they're not going to impeach President Trump. It ain't going to happen. But it's not going to happen not only because it's a Republican Senate, but also because there's nothing to impeach Trump on. There's nothing to impeach Trump on. He did nothing wrong. He did not work with Russia. We're finding out that the whole thing was fabricated. I've been saying that it was fabricated from day one. He's not going to be impeached for working with Russia because that never happened. Mueller didn't find anything. Nothing. Zero. Nada. And he reached out to the Russians to do what? To hack the DNC, to inform the country that Bernie Sanders was cheated, to get Clinton's deleted emails, which were about yoga. What's the narrative? That Clinton's emails were never hacked? Well, then why worry about Trump Jr. trying to get her deleted emails? Where's the evidence Natalia Veselnitskaya worked on behalf of Putin? How about there is no evidence? The whole thing's nonsense. What they've continually done is cloak and mask their transgressions under the belief that they're the victims of unfair play. It's pretty obvious. They're the ones caught with their pants down, and they're saying, oh my goodness, why'd you open the door as we were cheating on you? So the Chief Justice, Justice Roberts, is not going to, the Supreme Court is going to look at if laws were broken. Trump didn't break any laws. Clinton did break laws. There's a law against transferring top secret and special access program intelligence, and notice the entire planet has never asked Comey, how did Clinton set up her servers? That's the one thing that Strzok and McCabe and Comey and Clapper and Brennan never even looked into. That's why, they found no wrongdoing. No, they didn't even find out, or they didn't question, or they didn't communicate how Clinton was able to receive in her inbox, along with yoga emails, top secret special access program intelligence. It's not physically even feasible. From a technological standpoint, it can't be, theoretically, it can't be done. Well, theoretically it could be done, but from a practical sense, it can't be done. So how did it happen? The United States government spends tens of billions of dollars keeping secrets safe, and they allow the former Secretary of State 4 years of private servers. How does that even work? How does that work? So you have a situation, ladies and gentlemen, where this is pretty obvious what's taking place. They cheated Bernie Sanders. They got the popular vote with Clinton because she outspent Trump 2-1. She lost the Electoral College. To save face, she purchased a Steele dossier before then. The Russians didn't hack the DNC to inform the country that Bernie was cheated. The whole thing's nonsense. They're not afraid of Clinton, either Clinton. If anyone has the goods on anyone, it's Putin has the goods on Bill. Oh, he knows me so well. I was at his house. He knows me too good. So now, and then they convinced, oh, well, the intelligence community says this, and all the experts say this. Yeah, all the experts in the intelligence community want one political outcome. So there you go. This is not national security. The DNC could be allegedly hacked from here until the end of time, and it still wouldn't be national security. Do you want another country interfering in our election? No, they didn't even interfere. No one saw Facebook ads. And if people found out that Bernie was cheated, that goes to the corruption in the Democratic Party. Sorry, don't be corrupt. Then you won't lose votes. I mean, Democrats think the electorate is like these mindless mass of people that just look at Facebook ads and they're, influenced by. Trump won because people wanted him to win. It was it was never a popularity contest. We have the Electoral College. It's in the United States Constitution. She knew she had to win. She didn't win. And now they want to impeach Trump. The Supreme Court would never side with Democrats. And number one. Number two, because he didn't commit any crimes. The next issue is that they're not even going to get the Senate. Bill Clinton actually did lie under oath. And he did obstruct justice. He didn't even get kicked out. So Trump's not going to get kicked out just because, of a phone conversation? Because he actually didn't work with Russia? They found nothing because there was never anything. And Mueller engaged in the biggest scam of all time. There was no Russia collusion. James Clapper told Chuck Todd, and I wrote about this, they knew there was no Russia collusion. James Clapper told Chuck Todd, we have no evidence that Trump worked with Russia. They had nothing. This entire 3 years has been a meltdown to just break the will of the American people to just decide who they want as president. That's it. That's what this entire thing has been about. Complain, make it so uncomfortable for anyone to want Trump. Fabricate things. The truth about the DNC was exposed. So, you know what? Any type of gossip and hearsay about Trump is fair game because they learned the truth about us, so we can just fabricate anything about Trump because anything's possible with his personality. He's a despot, he's a tyrant, he's a bully. Let's bully him, let's hurt him any way we can. And it never worked. His approval rating is still solid. I mean, within the context of never-ending media coverage that's negative. He's going to win again. There are already articles saying he's going to win in a landslide. Clinton's going to run again, and I will have made the biggest political call of all time. Nobody has fathomed. People will say, "Oh yeah, she's running." A lot of people will say she's running, then they're like, "Oh well, she's not running anymore." No, she's running, and I've consistently stated in 2017 in the Huffington Post, I wrote, "Clinton's going to run again." The article's below. Clinton 2020 is a reality. Get ready for 8 years of Trump. And I mean, you have a situation, ladies and gentlemen, where people don't want to believe that this is all like nonsense and it's a political machine and everything is a battle between Trump and Clinton. Trump's going to win again. It's just a matter right now of what Clinton and media and Democrats put the country through, emotionally and psychologically. The people who don't like Trump, their minds are being warped with contempt. And it's really sinister what's taking place because you have friendships being broken apart by this. And it's not the Trump voters. It's Democrats and liberals who are like, well, I don't want to be your friends anymore. And that's, in my mind, that's immoral. This notion, well, I don't want to be friends with anyone who doesn't like my existence. It's like, no, it's not about that. You take everything to the extreme. I have no problem if one of my close friends says, you know what, I believe in the BDS movement. Okay? Or whatever they say. Even though I disagree with it, obviously, and well, if you've heard my take on it, I disagree with it. I support Israel and I love the country, and it's, had my bar mitzvah there. I don't think that there should be a BDS movement. But you know what? If someone said to me, yeah, you know what? These are my thoughts, I wouldn't say, well, I don't want to be your friend anymore. If someone says, well, I'm voting for Clinton, and I'm saying, well, Trump is better for the country, and you know what? I'm voting Trump. I'm not going to say I don't want to be your friend anymore. The other way, Democrats literally think that he's, the most sinister human being ever put on this planet. We have record low unemployment for Black and Latino unemployment, record low. And they say, well, it would have happened. That's not a rebuttal. Well, he's scaling back U.S. foreign policy. Oh, but he's sending Americans off here. Well, there's no conflict there. Well, but you know what? He's just there's never an actual rebuttal to Trump. It's always an emotional response trying to mitigate either his achievements or his trying to undermine or disparage his personality, and therefore trying to place their anger upon you because you happen to be winning. And sorry, I'm not going to apologize for having a difference of opinion, political opinion. This is America. And it's only going to get worse, people. Give me your thoughts below. Democrats are going to lose with Clinton again. And Lord knows how they're going to handle it, but it's going to take place. And I'll be the only person in all of YouTube telling you this. Give me your thoughts below. They're not going to impeach Trump. They're not going to convict. They're going to impeach Trump, but they're not going to convict him, obviously, because he's done nothing wrong. Give me your thoughts. Thank you so very, very much.